Y'all do know a hurricane's coming.
Yeah, we got to get some sandbags because we have.
All right. Holy moly, it's Monday again. That just keeps happening. It seems like every week it's Monday again. You just get it started, and there it is, Monday. Well, here we are. We want to give our welcome to the HEF podcast, for one, the podcast of the Home Education Foundation, where we try to keep all of the parents across Florida up to date on things that are important to the home education community. It's where we also kind of relay some of the things that we're working on as lobbyists for home education in Florida and keep the community here informed as to what's going on and what they can do to help us protect the rights of parents in Florida to educate their children as they see fit. We want to thank our top sponsors in this effort. We have Arete on the board as our title sponsor, FPEA and Fisher Precious Metals. We thank all of our title sponsors for being with us. Let me grab the right, okay, that's the right screen. Hey, here we are. And we're going to do probably a brief one today. It looks like I'm in a different place because I actually am. I'm in Gainesville. And then Crystal normally is down the hall from me, but she's not. She's across the state. So there's that. But yeah, they actually have a podcast room, and I'm in the FHSAA building where they're doing their board meeting, and they'll have some of the other committee meetings that they do where they make all of the rules for all of the sports that they run the contests for throughout the state. So it's really interesting to kind of look behind the scenes and get to peek behind the curtain and see how it all works, as well as to be here as a part of the PLAC committee. They just voted to change and update the PLAC committee, and I'm on it. So I'll be the home education person representing home education across Florida on FHSAA's PLAC committee. Brenda, what are you up to today?
Just trying to catch up from years of not being caught up. I'm overwhelmed with stuff. I need to move. I think that would help. You know, you have to go through your stuff and pare down. But I've been working on moving taxes around and finishing up my 2023 taxes because I'm so busy with session. I don't get to do them during session. And that kind of hangs over my head until October 15th. So I did finish them last week. Now I got to find a place to store all that stuff because my house is not very big. No storage spaces.
Yeah, that's tough. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you've been doing this for so long. And legislative session's a nonstop, like, just go. It's a nonstop go. There's literally sometimes very little time to eat and take care of yourself. So
it's more than
I can't imagine you had time to do taxes.
Yeah, it's more than just the actual session because people think, 2 months. But as you know, there are lead-up committee meetings for at least 2 months, and then there's follow-up to, try to resolve all the issues that were created during session and work those out. And that's been full-time especially since PEP, which has increased the load.
Sure.
But then there's, now you're getting to see every 3 months I would attend the FHSAA meetings and the PLAC, and
there's quite a bit.
Sure may have a presence there and represents the rights of homeschoolers and make
it's
sure
very
that
important.
they have equal playing fields. Plus, it's making relationships so we know who to call, and when there's a problem and a parent can't get an answer, we know who to call and how to get through the system.
Yes. Yeah, I texted one of the senators.
Over.
You're welcome. I actually texted one of the senators today because I was like, oh, hey, you're on the committee meeting with me.
Cool.
Like, that's excellent. So we'll see. Yeah, it's really interesting. It's not that I can. I think you and I have talked a little bit about the history of your involvement with FHSAA and trying to get the Craig Dickinson Act and trying to get um, home education families and students the kind of same rights and opportunities there as if they were playing public school sports. And it's quite a number of people here familiar with you, so it's nice. Uh, but I could definitely see there's no necessarily a hostility that I pick up on, but man, when issues arise, these are pretty territorial people. They go hard in the paint, to use a ball, an athletic analogy. There's a disagreement right now about the baseball issue. They're discussing whether or not to take baseball as a series of three rather than single elimination, and kind of shifting that change. And there's a 2-year process to even get it to the board to discuss. And then there's like 15 coaches out there, uh, like up in arms, ready to. They want it. They want it. And they want it bad. And then there's concern that it might not be that Title IX might be an issue because if they don't do the exact same thing for the girls sports, is that an issue? And so there's just a lot. There's a lot that they have to consider, and it's if they turn it down, they have to start from scratch to bring it all back again, and they really don't want to do that.
Well, from a historical standpoint, I'm happy to see all of the input from the various sectors, the coaches, the athletic directors, private school parents. Anybody can come and speak on those issues. Back in
Yes.
1996, before we passed the Craig Dickinson Act, it was a board of 33, and
Wow.
private schools, which made up a third of the association, had one seat.
Ooh.
The rest
Yeah.
were public school principals or athletic directors. So you can imagine
Interesting.
how skewed and territorial things were
Yeah.
back then. So
Yeah.
when they refused to accept homeschoolers, they had no idea what was going to happen to this private non-profit corporation that governs athletics. But it's been good for the kids in the state of Florida.
Oh, for
So
sure.
now everybody, boom, that's what the public liaison committee that you're going to be, advisory committee, that's the plaque. That's what you're going to be serving on, because that's the way that parents and the public have, that they can bring issues to the board. So the PLAC can actually propose a bylaw change, and they can bring it to the
Correct.
board. But individuals, without going
Mhm.
through some committee, cannot bring something directly to the board. So that's
Right.
why us being able to serve on that as one of the representatives is really good. And it's a broad-based committee, everything
And,
from media to at large. So
yeah, there's a lot of different seats on it. Let me see if I have it still pulled up here. I don't. I had the list of people pulled up, but um, yeah, there's
senators,
a.
legislators,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yep. DOE, just citizens. It's excellent. It's got a very wide array, and from what I'm understanding, I've seen the emails start coming through, and there's cases that get brought up, like, oh, this has happened and that's happened, and you know, sometimes there's already rules in place or just inconsistencies, or people need to be reminded, or things like that, which I guess is perfect for what we've been doing as lobbying as well, because it just kind of fits right in with where we've been.
Right.
But yeah, if there's anybody who doesn't know that that's what we're doing, that's what we're doing, and that's where we are. I'm gonna get back to the meeting here shortly. Was there anything else? I know, Crystal, you've been fielding comments and stuff from Facebook. I didn't know if there was anything that you had heard back that you wanted to address from any of those.
No, so just to put this out there, we are seeing what seems to be a widespread issue with accounts randomly having switched from PEP to FESEO. So parents who were awarded and funded PEP suddenly their accounts are zeroed out and showing FHSAA instead. And we have been fielding multiple of those parents. When I encounter them on Facebook, usually it's because someone has tagged me and said, hey, contact these people, maybe they can help. Because customer support has not been really able to get, some of these have been dealing with this for a couple weeks at this point, can't get any help from customer support. So we have forwarded them. I got a report back this morning from our contact at Step Up that he had managed to correct one of them. So it does seem like it's just a glitch. So I guess if that has happened to you, go ahead and email us so that we can forward that over and make sure it gets looked at. Since there seems to be, I don't know what triggered it for those parents.
Yeah, we don't have any feedback.
Yeah, I don't have any data as to why that happened to some parents. I do know that a lot of the parents that this happened to said that they had made some sort of adjustment on their account right before it happened, like updated an address or tweaked something in their information. And so maybe it's just a glitch if you did something to your account. So anyway, if that's happened to you and customer support is, go ahead and call customer support, open a support ticket. But if they are not able to help you, please email us. We just need students' names, your name, and the email address that's on your account. We can forward that over and ask our contact to look at it. We do advocate for individual parents like this when we can, especially when you've already gone through all the appropriate channels and you're just not able to make any headway on the problem. So.
Good. Yeah. And I think that it's important to have the accurate information in there. So I wouldn't want to encourage a parent not to make sure that their information is accurate. If they notice that it needs to be updated, you should probably just go ahead and update it. We're not certain that that's what's causing it. Yeah. So at this point, we're just passing them on so that they can identify any kind of patterns with the accounts.
Yeah, we're just trying to help to
they can look into on their end.
Yeah, we're just trying to help to make sure that none of you fall through the cracks. If that's happened to you, that you do have somebody that's looking into it for you. So.
Cool. All right. Well, things were getting spicy in there as I was leaving out to come do this. So I want to get back and see if anyone threw chairs or anything because they were pretty heated. One of the guys got up and he didn't realize that he only had 3 minutes. And so when they cut him off, I was like, oh no, his shot clock ran out and he is not happy. He was like, I had so much more to say. I was like, oh man, it's not good. I think personally, I think that the shift would be great. I think the boys in baseball would love it. And if the girls want it, I don't think they'll say no to that either. But knowing that it's a 2-year process for them to even bring anything up, it's like, oh, I really kind of hope they get it. But anyway, it was one more thing before we go. It was interesting because they were talking also about how fast volleyball is growing in Florida, and I didn't realize that. And so they were discussing some of the bylaw or rules, updating operation rules and things like that for the kind of referees and coaches and stuff that are available or that they would need for beach volleyball and stuff like that. And when they said that, I remembered, oh yeah, we had a parent who called us from another state as they were moving down. It might have been Maryland that they were moving from because there was a really good volleyball program at one of the schools here. And so they wanted to home educate their kid and then also let them have these sports opportunities. And I was like, well, that's fantastic. And I didn't even know. I stay away from the beach. I can't. The sand gets in everything, and I'm not a fan. But I didn't know how fast volleyball was growing, and apparently, it's exploding. So that's really cool. I'm learning lots while I'm here, so it's good. I'll be home shortly. Have dinner ready. No.
All right. Is there anything? Thank you for representing homeschoolers there.
Yes, ma'am. I'm going to get back to it. Is there anything else you guys want to add before we go?
No, I don't need to.
All right, cool. I'm going to take us out. Thank you again from our top sponsors, Arete, FPEA, and Fisher Precious Metals. And without anything further, you guys have your Monday back and have a good one.